Very good morning to all. So today we are going to talk about the new thermal energy based non-conventional machining, that is iron beam machining. Okay, we have already discussed that uh, plasma arc machining. Okay, yesterday we have covered that. Before that we have discussed electron beam machining, laser beam machining. Okay, the now last topic from this unit number 5, that is iron beam machining. Okay, so before start of this lecture, here only I have to clear that regarding this iron beam machining, you will not get the that reading material in that advanced machining book by Vikajan. So for this process you have to refer that advanced machining book by author name is the Hassani Lofi. Okay, so the e-copy of the both the book I already provided in the study material sheet. Okay, now let us start the our topic today. Okay, I have also referred that Hasan Ilufi book. Okay, to prepare my this PPT of this lecture. Okay, I think my slides are visible to you all. Okay, so today we are going to talk about this iron beam machining. Okay, actually, this iron beam machining process takes place in a vacuum chamber using charged iron, okay, which are fired from the iron source toward the workpiece by means of a accelerating voltage. Okay, once again I repeat, this IBM, okay, iron beam machining, it takes place in a vacuum chamber using charged iron, okay, using charged iron which are fired from a source, okay, iron source, okay, and that will fired from that iron source that will move towards the your workpiece, okay, by means of an accelerating voltage, okay, by means of an accelerating voltage. Okay, so please remember this this important line about the iron beam machining. Then this the mechanism of metal removal in this IBM is differ from that our EBM process. Okay, electron beam machining. So the mechanism metal removal in this IBM, it differs from that of electron beam machining. Actually, it is closely related to a ejection of atoms from the surface by other ionized atoms. Okay, that means ions. Okay, that bombard the your workpiece metal. Okay, actually it is closely related to the ejection of atoms. It is closely related to the ejection of atoms from the surface by other ionized atoms, okay, that is ions that bombard the workpiece metal. Okay, that bombard the workpiece metal. So this process is therefore also called iron etching, iron milling, or iron polishing also. Okay, the process is also called iron etching, iron milling, or iron polishing. Okay, now we'll discuss the machining system of this iron beam machining. Okay, for that purpose, uh, I have shown here diagram also. So you can see. So the mechanism which is I have shown in this figure has an iron source. Okay, that iron source means you can see here we have the iron source. Okay, okay, the which or that produces a sufficiently intense beam. Okay, with a acceptable spread in the its energy for removal of atoms from the workpiece surface by impingement of that ion beam. Okay, so here you can see the we have the cathode. Okay, from that means the ion source. Okay, from that you will get the this ion beam. Okay, you can see. Okay, once again I repeat, this ion beam masking system has a ion source, okay, that produces a sufficiently intense beam, okay, with a acceptable spread in its energy for a removal of atoms from the your workpiece surface by means of impingement of that ions. Okay, and here you can see in this diagram we have the cathode. So a heated tungsten filament is used, or that will acts as a cathode. Heated tungsten filaments, it acts as a cathode, okay, from which electrons are accelerated by means of high voltage, okay, toward the your anode, towards the, your anode. You can see we have the anode also. Okay, so tungsten filament is used as a cathode, okay, from which electrons are accelerated by means of high voltage towards your anode. And during this passage of these electrons from the cathode toward the your anode, actually they interact with argon gas. Okay, actually they interact with the argon gas. Okay, let me take inside this student. Okay, once again I repeat the same sentence. During the passage of these electrons, okay, which are emitted by this tungsten filament cathode. So during the passage of these electrons from the cathode toward this anode, okay, toward this anode, that time they interact with the argon gas in the plasma source, okay, in the plasma source, okay, and so after interaction with the argon atoms in the plasma source, it will produce the argon ions. Okay, it will produce the argon ions. Okay, that means for example, that argon gas means the AR plus whatever the interaction with the that electron, that means E minus. Okay, so argon plus electron, it will give the argon ions. Okay, that means the AR plus, and it will emit the electron, two electrons. Okay, so magnetic field is produced between your cathode and anode, that makes the your electron spiral. Okay, that will make the your electron spiral. Once again, I repeat, magnetic field will be produced between your cathode and anode, that makes the electrons spiral, and the path length of these electrons is therefore it is increased. Okay, through the your argon gas, and which in turn it will increase the ionization process. Correct. It will increase the ionization process, and the whatever the produced ions are there, no, that will then extracted from your plasma towards your this workpiece. Okay, towards your workpiece. Okay, towards your the workpiece, which is mounted on a water cooled table. Okay, having the tilting angle, you can consider 0 degree to the 80 degree. Okay, so here the what are the machining variables are there, no? So that machining variables such as acceleration, voltage, flux, and angle of incidence are independently you can control. Okay, that will control. So this is a hand beam machining system. Okay, now I request you please draw this diagram. Okay, I will give 2 minutes to draw this diagram. Once again, I am repeating whatever the explanation, whatever the diagram I am showing now. So that is I have taken from the Advanced Machining book by Hassan Ilofi. Okay, the e-copy of this book already I have given in the study material sheet. Okay, in the study material sheet, if you have not visited, please visit. In that at last column, I have given that ebook that links. Okay, so there you will get the that advanced machining book by VK Jain. Then you will get the this book advanced machining by Hassan Yulufi. Okay, plus you will get the one textbook. Okay, regarding our related to our subject. Okay, so these are the three books. Okay, already I have given the copies links. Okay, also notes also I have provided. No problem. Just you have to visit the that study material sheet. MCQ booklet also I have provided. Assignment booklet also I have provided to write the general assignment. Okay, what to write in assignment that I'm going to tell you during submission because as a term of part that is journal assignment already yesterday practical during the practical I have discussed and the that what to write in the assignment in journal. Okay, that already I have told. But what are the our college requirement that means assignment no so for that also I will go assignment booklet. Okay, from the assignment booklet you have to write two three questions per unit. Okay, like 2 pages per unit you can write assignment. Okay, as a assignment, general assignment. Okay, so this is the diagram. Now let's discuss the metal removal. So as I have shown in this figure, sorry. Okay, so the metal remove as you know that if the ion strike your machine surface, okay, then atom ejected ejection is likely to occur from your collision. Okay, and under such condition, the incident momentum vector. Okay, once ion strike your machine surface, that time atom ejection occurs due to the collision, and the splattering yield, that is number of atoms yielded per incident ion, okay, are higher than your normal incidence. Okay, and at a higher energies, sufficient momentum will be occurred, and it causes the removal of several atoms from your machine surface or workpiece. Okay, so the yield, that means the machining rate actually depends on your binding energy of the atom. Okay, so it also varies due to that introduction of the gases also. Okay, which gas you are using the atoms. Okay, at higher energy momentum, higher energies, sufficient movement may cause the your removal of the several atoms from the surface. Okay, furthermore the incident science will become the implemented deeper into the, your metal. Okay, and it damaging it. Okay, by displacing of your atom. So in this ion beam machining, metal is removed by the transfer of momentum from the incidence ions, okay, to the atoms, okay, in the surface of the metal. Okay, and as a result of the atom is removed from the surface while the ions is deflected uh, away from the metal. Okay, and what are the amount of field and hence the machine rate that depends on the metal being machined. Okay, again the type of ion you use, their energy and the angle of incidence. Okay, in some cases what are the gas which are you have introduced, no? Okay, on that also the metal removal is different. Okay, then let us discuss the accuracy and surface quality. Okay, so small dimensions as 10 to 100 nanometer are possible using iron beam machining. Okay, the slope of the side walls of the machine surface and its surface finish are determined by the angle of incidence of your iron beam. Then accuracy level of plus minus 1 percent, okay, with a repeatability plus minus 1% have been reported by the researcher. Okay, the name of researcher I have written here, and the surface structuring which are produced a cone and a ridge. Okay, like configuration on the order of 1 micron in size. Okay, then that smoothing to the surface finish less than 1 millimeter. Oh, sorry, micron can be obtained using this process. Then let us discuss the last part, that is applications. So this IBM, okay, it is used in smoothing of laser mirrors, as well as reducing the thickness of thin film without affecting their surface finish. In this regard, thinning of the samples of the silicon to the thickness of 10 to 15 micron has been reported using the argon ions impinging at a normal incident by one researcher. Then using two opposing beams, A thin circular region on the rotating sample can produce a sample for a transmission electron microscope. Okay, then another application that polishing and the shaping of optical surface by direct splattering of the free forms in the gas in a glass, silica, and diamond that is prepared using the patterning mask. Okay, then this process can be produced closely packed as structured cones in different metal, including copper, nickel, stainless steel, silver, and gold. Okay, then automatically clean surface can be produced by IBM, okay, that are used in the adhesion of the gold film to the silicon and aluminum oxide substrate. Okay, so higher ion energies can be used to remove the layer of the surface oxide. The next application that the IBM can mill a line width of zero point 0.2 micron, okay, which is used in the fabrication of bubble mercury bubble memory device of depth to width ratio of 2 to 1. Okay, so again, problem associated with the alternative chemical etching method, such as a lack of undercutting, are avoided since masking is not needed to uh, shadow your beam. Okay, then further application regarding two-dimensional polymer base diffraction. Okay, okay, by IBM. Okay, that means this process. Okay, these are the applications. So this is about the IBM. Okay, so please remember the working principle of this process. Okay, which is I have explained here. I will give 2 minutes to just see the diagram. Okay, wait 1 minute. Okay, just to see one video related focus beam. So okay, whatever I explained for the small video, it is available. Okay, which is prepared by me. It is available in YouTube. Okay, you can see near about 2K views are happen in within one. Yeah. Okay, I want to show this video.
this, we are going to cover another micro machining process, mainly focused ion beam machining. As the name suggests, it uses a beam of iron focused at a particular point on workpiece from which material is to be removed. This iron beam forces out the material from the workpiece. That is, this process is also known as iron needling. And why ions? Because they are nothing but atoms having gained or lost an electron, which are much fewer than your normal electrons. For example, hydrogen ion is 1,840 times bigger than the electron. So this process offers certain advantages in machining. This is non-contact process. The workpiece is completely stress-free and obviously works better on nano or micro scale, so used for micro machining. It is also coupled with scanning electron microscope, that is SEM, which is basically a microscopy which is used for imaging the what the process is going on. So imaging gives you better control over meeting and machining process. So yes, focused ion beam machining is used usually in collaboration with scanning electron microscope. Now let's see the basic of focused ion beam machining. This is ion beam generated from the ion column. Is most of the time gallium plus ions. That is the workpiece. These are the these represent the atoms which are moved from the workpiece. So how does this work? There are certain steps involved. The first and foremost of them is surely sputtering. Sputtering can be thought of as a game of pool or a game of marbles. Mm. What happens when an ion accelerated with a high velocity hits the work surface? It transfers its kinetic energy to the surface atoms of that workpiece. And if that kinetic energy happens to be greater than the binding energy of that particular atom which it is hitting on the surface of workpiece, then the kinetic energy counteracts the binding energy and that atom is forced out or emitted out from the workpiece. This is nothing but a sputtering. So sputtering contributes to machining you in iron beam machining. There is a parameter for this called sputtering yield, which is basically a ratio of mean numbers of emitted electron atoms to the incident particles which iron beam contains. That gives us how much incident atoms can generate how many emitting atoms from the work. Sputtering also gives rise to collision cascade. If an ion incident on the workpiece possesses a higher energy, then it does not only transfer that single atom on the surface, it undergoes series of collisions inside the sample. And each atom which comes in contact with this acquires kinetic energy. If as good as in sputtering, this kinetic energy is more than its binding energy, this atom can be emitted out from the workpiece. So collision cascade can emit several atoms at a particular time from the target surface. And also the incident ion can get implanted in the surface so that it can damage the crystal lattice of the target surface. The cascading effect can be accelerated by using higher energy incident ion. Cascading effect is accelerated when higher material removal rate is needed from ion beam, and though it causes some surface damages, it still yields higher sputter yield. As we clearly know, one problem gives rise to another. If collision cascade occurs, the ion can get implanted deep in the surface of workpiece to be machined. This can cause point defects in the crystalline structure of the workpiece, and that causes the crystalline structure of the workpiece to convert into amorphous structure, which can be harmful at the time. The depth of this is very small, 10 to 30 nanometers, but as this is a micro machining process, it affects. Uh, there is another phenomenon observed in ion machining process, that is of pre-deposition. As this whole process is occurring in the vacuum, what happens is the atoms removed by the sputtering process can not be evacuated by the vacuum system sometimes, They can get deposited the adjacent surface where the putting is going on. The redeposited material sometimes settle on the side and other the surface. That will lead to sputter the second time, which obviously increases your process time and effort. So redeposition is sure undesirable phenomenon in the focused and machining. Redeposition is observed highly when there are holes or fringes or narrow slots where the redeposition is also difficult to be evacuated. Up to now, we have seen sputtering, collision cascade, amortization, and redeposition. Although there are treatments, but redeposition is surely a noted phenomenon in focused ion beam machining. So we need to get rid of it. That can be achieved using two methods. The first is low beam current with multiple passes. If the incident ion beam does not have IMLC, the collision cascade is minimized and therefore the dislocation of the atoms inside the crystalline surface of the workpiece is minimum. But as the material removal rate in this process is going to be very low, we need multiple passes. So lower the beam current, use the more passes. That is one of the things which we can use to avoid the redeposition. The second thing which can be done is parallel milling. Parallel milling is machining multiple patterns at the same time. For example, drilling one hole after another is series milling, and drilling 15 or 10 hole on the particular surface at the same time is called as parallel milling. Parallel milling avoids the position as all the patterns are machined at the same time. To overcome both read position and low material removal rate problem of the focus ion beam machining, reactive gas can be introduced at the site of milling. This type of milling is called as gas-assisted focused ion beam machining. So this is GI, that is gas injection system, in addition to ion beams and workpiece. So this reactive gas is incident on the milling site. Gas molecules get absorbed, that is, they rest on the surface of the workpiece. When ion impinges on the surface, the adsorbed gas atoms ionize and they chemically react with the substrate surface, which helps the milling process. This compound does form can most of the times be volatile, so it is removed out from the workpiece. So reactive gas deposits on the surface, reacts with the ion and obviously workpiece and removed as a volatile material. This will obviously solve the problem of redeposition, thereby increasing the accuracy of the machined feature and enhances the material removal rate. So, for the number of gas molecules or the amount of gas injected at the milling surface is kept to be optimum, because if the gas is lower, that is in less amount, it will generate less material that is low material removal rate. But if there is an excess gas, the gas atom will directly interact with the ions and not the workpiece, that is the substrate. So there will be no workpiece or workpiece atom removal, and again low sputtering rate. So either high or less amount of gas results in low material removal rate. Selection of suitable gas is done based on whatever the workpiece or the target material we are using in this process. Generally, the halogen-based compounds are used as reactive gases such as iodine, bromine, or xenon difluoride. These are some examples of commonly used gases. Let's move on to the instrumentation of focused ion beam machining. Commercial fluorescein platform incorporate both focused ion beam column and scanning electron microscope column, in which ion beam column is used to generate ion beam, which is used for machining the substrate or workpiece, and electron column generates beam of electron, which can be scanned over to the workpiece to get in situ real-time image for observing the FIB process at the target zone. Typically, The ion column is tilted at 52 degree to the electron column so that the real-time image can be seen on the computer screen. In case of gas assisted FIP machining, there is another nozzle in the setup which is from the GIS, that is gas injected system. So the instrumentation also includes goniometer sample stage, that is the stage at which the substrate or workpiece is head, and pumping system for creating vacuum condition, which is suitable for both electron beam and ion beam. So there are total five aspects: ion column, electron column, gas injection system, goniometer sample stage, and pumping system. Let us discuss the ion column in detail. This is general schematic of ion column. Firstly, it has ion source for generating the ions. It can be of two types: liquid metal ion source (LMIS) or gas phase ion source. Most of the FIP uses LMIS, which is common and has gallium Ga plus ions as it has low melting point. Gas phase ion source can generally be hydrogen or helium gases. From liquid metal ion source, the ions are field evaporated and forced to travel downwards. Next important part is mass selector. It is a setup that allows only required number of ions with fixed mass charge ratio to pass through it for the machining process. Then there is an aperture or a drip tube which allows only the atoms which are traveling in a vertical direction. Then there is a set of lenses out of which the condenser lens controls the diameter of ion beam. That is, it can increase the size or the ion beam. And objective lens are at a single point at the sample. Sputtering occurs when this ion beam strikes the sample surface. Electron column is similar to ion column, or it is also called as SEM column. The source of electron beam is kept at the top of the column which emits electron, and they are accelerated towards the sample. The electromagnetic lens are used to focus this beam of electron on the sample. When beam of electron strikes the sample, the surface emits secondary electron, and this secondary electron can be detected using detectors which are capable of converting this electronic signal into an image. Electron column is in detail discussed at the video of scanning electron microscope or electron microscope. So please refer to that. Gas injection system allows introducing small quantities of the reactive gas near the target surface. For controlling the flow of gas, it usually has a tungsten needle with a reservoir containing precursor material. The goniometer sample stage, that is the stage at which the workpiece's head can provide three-dimensional motion x, y, and z axis, and it can rotate around its own axis. Also, it can tilt the sample in 60 degrees if required. This is the standard stage which is used in many machining processes. It can handle the size approximately up to the 10 centimeter depending upon the chamber size. The position of the sample stage is controlled by optical encoder with high precision. The pumping system mostly contains a vacuum pump which is used to create and maintain ultra high vacuum condition, which is both required for the ion column and electron column to work properly. Now, to govern the process of machining, we must learn about the factors which affect the machining characteristics of focused ion beam milling process. Following equation gives the material remote weight in terms of different parameters, in which Y is the sputter yield, I is the probe current, A is the area that is to be etched, rho is the density of the target material or the workpiece, M is atomic mass of the target material, and E is the charge emitted. So all these parameters contribute to the final quality of the machining. This can be summarized as four input parameters. First is workpiece material. As material removal rate depends upon density and atomic mass, the nature of workpiece material affects the machining characteristics greatly. Second is angle of incident. Because sputtering it depends upon ion incident angle. Increasing this angle increases the number of incident of ion atom interaction, which results in increase in sputtering rate. But it cannot be kept as 90 degrees because there is a higher probability of collision between the incident ions and the sputtered out ion to interact surface when it is kept to be 90 degree. Therefore, the range is kept to be 75 degree to 80 degree at which we can get the maximum sputtering gain. Next is ion energy. The sputtering process occurs when the transfer of kinetic energy is from ions incident to the workpiece atom. So, this energy must be kept above the binding energy of the atoms of the workpiece materials. Current density. The rate of material removal is directly proportional to probe current. So, higher is the current density, higher is the material removal rate. Focus IC has vast set of applications in both imaging and machining as well as in deposition. But strictly speaking about machining, it can be used for micro and nano machining due to its low material removal rate. It is also used for preparing samples for TEM, transmission electron microscopy, because it can produce ultra thin and uniform lamellae, almost electron transparent for observation under TEM microscopy. Microscope tip, which is again for creating patterns on the surface. So that's it for
In this video, let me see the electron beam machining in non-traditional machining process. This so we are using the electrical energy to create the electron. So it is also called as electrooptical process. Let me see the concept of removal. High velocity of electrons are concentrated into a narrow beam directed towards the workpiece for creating the heating, create the heat and the melt to the material. Create the electro non-traditional machining process. Electric also we are using the electrical energy to create the electrons. So it is also called as electro-optical thermal process. Let we see the concept of mass removal. High velocity of electrons are concentrated into a narrow beam direct creating the heat and the melt of the material. In this electron beam machining, electron beams are generated by an electron beam gun. Also provides the high velocity of electrons over a very small spot size, and this machining should be carried out in a vacuum chamber. Otherwise, the electrons would interact with the air molecules, thus they would lose the energy and stability. The high energy focused electron beam is made to impinge on the workpiece with a spot size of 200 microns. The kinetic energy of the high velocity of the electron converted into a heat energy and strikes on the work material. Due to high power density, instant melting and vaporization starts gradually and show this figure. In this EBM process, the 4 steps will machine the workpiece. The first step is localized heating by a focused electron beam. Here, the narrow beam is directed on the workpiece. Second step, the gradual formation of the hole. And third step, penetration till the axle is support. And finally, the molten material, if any at the top of the front, is expelled from the cutting zone by high vapor pressure at lower parts. Unlike in electron beam welding, the gun in electron what two things we can put multiple pulse. We see the electron beam machining equipment. This figure shows the schematic representation of an electron beam machining unit. We see the part here. The cathode grid, anode, silicon beam, magnetic coil, deflection coil, vacuum chamber, workpiece, optical viewing unit, and vacuum pump. In which this is the cathode unit. Here the electrons are freely generated by this DC power source. And the electrons are freely generated by the cathode, and this cathode grid emits the high velocity of electrons. This emitted electrons attracted towards this anode. This anode accelerates the electrons around the velocity of half of the light, and these electrons are then accelerated towards the magnetic coil. The magnetic coil converges the electron and focuses on the workpiece. This deflection coil gives the final shape to the electron beam, and very focused on this workpiece. Here the heat is generated and high vapor pressure is applied to the machining. This workpiece is kept inside the vacuum chamber, so it is moisture free. Here, the electron pump, vacuum pump is used to create the vacuum within this vacuum chamber. Parameters. These are the important process parameters. accelerating voltage, beam current, electron velocity, power density, pulse duration, energy per pulse, power per pulse, and lens current, spot size. These are important process parameters in which we are maintaining the accelerating voltage around 50 to 200 kilowatt. Also, current is 100 to 1000 microamps. Velocity is 1.6 into 10 power 8 meter per second. It is the half of the light velocity. The power density is 6,500 billion watts per square millimeter. If we see the advantages, then in laser machining there is no physical tool, so there is no need of any mechanical force on the workpiece. We can make the microholes of 0.02 mm, very hard and heat resistant material we can machine. No physical or metallurgical damage on the workpiece. Very close dimensional tolerance can be achieved. In electron beam welding, there is a virtually no contamination because we are using the vacuum chamber, so there is no any contamination. We see the disadvantages. The initial cost is high, maintenance cost, and not very efficient process. Presence of heat absorption zone, and it is a thermal process. The equipment cost is high, and the operator secured for the skill, and EBM is very skilled operator. The power consumption is very high. It is not suitable for a sinking deep hole because the converging the beam into a very small is very difficult. So we cannot make the very deep hole. It is more suitable for machining operations where much less material to be removed. That is milligram per second. The electron beam operation can be carried to only in vacuum. So vacuum chamber requirement is also a disadvantage in EBM process. If we see the application, material removal we can use for drilling, cutting, and tree panning. For example, the holes of 0.002 millimeter. It is used for drilling synthetic jewels, welding operations. For example, electron beam can suitably used for welding a small piece, highly reactive and refractory metals. Also, we can use for the cladding and alloy.
Okay, so this is about the today's lecture, and we have taken the just a review of the that EBM also. Okay, so here with we have covered all the points about the unit number 5. In the next lecture, we'll start our last unit, that is introduction to coating technology. Okay, so I request all of you, please write down your roll number in chat box so that I can write your attendance.